PM chairs conference on establishment of International Financial Center in Vietnam.
China urges U.S. to lift blockade, sanctions against Cuba.
New rice offering ceremony of Khmer ethnic group in Yên Sơn village.
Hello, so good to see you again in today's news. I'm Hoàng Yên and let's get started. A conference discussing the building of an international financial center in Vietnam was held under the chair of the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính on November 1st. The event was conducted with the participants in the UK, the Czech Republic, Hong Kong, China, Indonesia, and Australia via teleconferencing.
Speaking at the conference, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính underscored the particularly important role of IFCs in the era of digitization and extensive integration, when the flows of capital, technology, and knowledge among countries, regions, and around the world are being promoted at an unprecedented speed. IFCs are the places where markets are connected, innovation fostered, and governance and transparency standards applied. To Vietnam, he said, the building of an IFC aims to not only attract investment or connect with the world, but also develop new and efficient governance mechanisms, policies, and models, helping create momentum for socio-economic development. The IFC in Ho Chi Minh City is set to cover about 899 ha, while the establishment in Da Nang about 300 ha. The center is scheduled to become operational this year, according to the Ministry of Finance.
Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Kuo Chang-kun said that China urges the United States to heed the call of international community, immediately lift its blockade and sanctions against Cuba, and remove Cuba from its state sponsors of terrorism list.
Previously, on October 29th, the UN General Assembly adopted a draft resolution urging the United States to end its economic, commercial, and financial embargo against Cuba. The draft resolution was passed by a vote of 165 in favor and 7 against, with 12 abstentions. Over the past 6 decades, the United States has been implementing a brutal blockade and illegal sanctions against Cuba. He said the blockade and sanctions have severely infringed on Cuba's right to subsistence and development and wreaked havoc on the Cuban people. Spokesperson Guo Jikun said that China will continue supporting the Cuban people to oppose external interference and the blockade, and to follow a development path suited to their national conditions.
The Brazilian government announced that the climate summit would take place on November 6th and 7th in the city of Belém do Pará, in the north of the country, with the participation of 143 countries, including 57 delegations led by a president or prime minister.
Ambassador Mauricio Lirio, Brazil's chief negotiator at COP30, stated that the scale of representation at this conference demonstrates the international community's strong commitment to global climate action. President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva will deliver the opening address at the plenary session and host a dinner on the Tropical Forest Forever Fund, TFFFF, a financial initiative aimed at compensating nations that maintain and protect tropical forest ecosystems. Brazilian Environment Minister Marina Silva said the conference is an opportunity for heads of state to send a unified message about transitioning the global energy supply to renewable sources, thus gradually reducing the reliance on fossil fuels.
Upcoming are some updated news.
Vietnam Airlines will begin charging for hand baggage that exceeds the prescribed size or weight from November 3 for safety reasons and efforts to improve the passenger experience. Under the new regulations, carry-on baggage that exceeds the maximum weight of 10 kilograms for economy class or 18 kilograms for business class will be charged the equivalent of 1 piece of checked baggage. Baggage exceeding standard dimensions will be charged the same as an oversized checked baggage item. On the airline's website, the rate for 1 standard excess bag on domestic itineraries is VND $600,000, use 22 74. On international flights, it is calculated based on the flight route and region.
According to the Department of Overseas Labor Management under the Ministry of Home Affairs, more than 121,000 Vietnamese workers have gone to work abroad. In the first 10 months of 2025, achieving 93% of the year's target. Japan remained the largest destination with over 55,000 workers, followed by Taiwan with 47,000 and South Korea with nearly 10,000. By the end of 2025, the total number of Vietnamese working abroad during the 2021-2025 period is expected to reach 636,000, surpassing the 5-year plan by 27%. Vietnam currently has around 860,000 citizens working overseas. Overseas workers send home between 6.5 billion and $7 billion in remittances annually, contributing to the country's foreign currency reserves and improving household incomes.
The Vietnam Disaster Management Authority has just issued a quick report on the damage situation caused by the historic floods in the central region. According to the latest update, the entire central region recorded 30 deaths and 5 missing. As of 11:30 a.m. on November 1st, a large-scale heavy rainfall seriously affected the area from Ha Tin to Quang Ngai. During the period from the evening of October 31st to noon on November 1st, the rainfall amount reached 100 or 200 mm, with many areas recording exceptionally heavy rainfall of over 300 mm. Currently, more than 22,000 houses are flooded in Ha Tin, Quang Tri, Hue, Da Nang, and Lam Dong. On the day and night of November 1st, water levels on the Huang River in Hue and the Tra Cuch River in Quang Ngai are expected to rise again. Flood levels in Ha Tin and Quang Tri are anticipated to rise rapidly in the coming days.
At this time of the year, the Thai and Khmer people organized the new rice ceremony. This custom has become a beautiful tradition that has been passed down through generations of ethnic groups. More in this story today.
According to the customs of the Khmer people, to prepare for the new rice meal, the women typically take charge of processing the new glutinous rice. Starting in the early morning, the mothers and sisters of Yên Sơn village, Yen Na commune, are present in their fields to harvest the rice for the new rice ceremony. After harvesting the rice from the field, they pre-process the rice and steam the new glutinous rice.
In the past, we used to hold the new rice ceremony on the hillside field. But now we have stopped farming on the hillside field. We only cultivate wet rice fields. However, when the harvest season comes, we still organize the new rice ceremony because it is a custom of our ancestors.
While the women prepare the new rice, the Khmer men take charge of preparing the offering tray and the food. Like many other ethnic groups, the Khmer offering tray must display ritual items that symbolize the heaven, earth, and harmony of yin and yang, such as pipe wine, boiled chicken, and grilled fish. These are not just dishes, but they also hold cultural and spiritual significance for the Khmer people. After all the preparations and the ritual part were complete, local leaders, village elders, and the villagers came to join the family in celebrating the new rice ceremony. Every dish and every ritual is closely tied to the community's labor and production life, reflecting the harmonious relationship between humans and nature.
The new rice ceremony has become a traditional cultural feature of the ethnic communities here. To continue promoting and preserving this identity, we will hold the New Rice Festival at the communal level, creating a widespread impact for this beautiful tradition.
The maintenance of the new rice ceremony has become an indispensable part of the spiritual life of the Khmer people. Today, even though the lives of the Khmer community in Yen Na commune have changed significantly, families and villagers still uphold this beautiful cultural tradition to teach their children and grandchildren to appreciate the fruits of their labor and to remember their origins.
the last story to send it our news today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye for now.